You are listening to a pleasure podcast. For more from our sex podcast collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.
Did I record the intro with passion and oomph and pleasure? I did. Did it not record the entire time? Correct as well. Hello and welcome back to the Horny Housewife podcast. I hope you have had a wonderful new year thus far. I'm glad we got that out of the way because now I can be intentional. I can be focused. Mommy knows what she's going to say. I planned my next workout days in advance. So the next 2 weeks, I know when I'm working out. I've created a schedule for each day. I did see a bitch that I don't like in the workout class, so I hope that she's not working out at that time every single day. But maybe that's going to be cool because then maybe I'll have to confront her and be like, if she ever says hi to me, be like, ballsy of you to say hi to me. And then I can tell her why I hate her guts. So fingers crossed that happens. What else is new? I was going to offload my Apple Calendar to you, but I was like, let's not. Instead, I'm going to do you a solid. What would your big sis do? You might punch her. Or little sis. God, why am I saying big sister? She would tell you like it is, and she would cheer you on and hype you up for what you're about to do over the next 6 to 12 months. Why did I say 6 to 12? I don't know. For the time being. And what would if your wife did it or your husband did it, you would flip them off. Maybe you'll appreciate it, but if they really did the tough love, you'd be like, whoa, 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 what's your tone? And if your sister did it, you might want to wrestle her. But you can't wrestle me, and you don't want to break your iPhone, laptop, whatever. So I think I'm safe. I think I'm clear. And I'm going to give you a motivational, horny housewife TED Talk. I don't think I can say TED. Is that copyright? I'm going to give you my version of a hype sesh. Oh, my breast or breasting. Is my nipple going to do that? Watch the show on YouTube at THH Pod. You're going to need this. You're going to want that. And before, I'm going to be a little bit vulny. I'm going to be a little vulnerable and embarrass myself, throw myself under the bus and get ran over because I am going to share with you my I am affirmations that I am saying each day. I am pro brainwash yourself. I mean, how the fuck does Stockholm Syndrome work? How do you get someone who has been kidnapped to like their captor? You brainwash them. How do people belong in cults? You brainwash them. You isolate them. I want you to isolate and brainwash yourself. No, I want you to, because some of these affirmations, some days 90% of them feel true. Some days 50% of them feel true. You know what I mean? And I'm always, because I'm not a newbie, gonna say them in a tone, in a way, in a vibe, as if they're fucking 100% true. If this hadn't worked for me in the past, I should do that one day. I have binders, notebooks, pieces of scrap paper, notes app of affirmations of I have 1,000 weekly downloads on the Horny Housewife podcast. I am blah, 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 blah. I have things that weren't necessarily true in my life that are true now. So it wasn't just overall statements you'll hear. But when I've practiced this, it's been a powerful tool for me. So you can think whatever. And I don't think this is just girly. My husband practices this too. It's just an energetic shift. So take it how you want. I don't feel like it could cause any harm. I mean, if you're a religious person, in every religious text I'm aware of, the power of your words, what the words you claim over your life, it's impactful, it's powerful. So why not claim wonderful things over your life? And then also with, how kind of rewires your brain and the narrative. Because think about when our inner dialogue is down and out. Think about when we go through trials and tribulations, whether it be with our children, whether it be in our relationship, our career, a tough season where everything just kind of feels like it's affecting the other thing. Personal growth, all of it, spiritual growth, so many things, so many factors, right? That negativity or sadness, depression, it gains momentum. And the things that hold us back, which I'm going to do in my cheerlead talk, they can only be an excuse for so long. Once you have the tools, knowledge, and understanding about how to take control in your own life, you can't use the excuse for very long. Because I'm talking as a queen, as a woman, the queen of a possible chemical imbalance. And I think if you're a woman, the hormonal experience we have with a 28-day cycle versus a 24-hour cycle. Call us whatever you want, men, but there are different times of the month, just biology, just a fact, where we feel physically and mentally and emotionally different, okay? There's high points, there's low points, there's hungry points, there's tired points. And regardless, the lens in which I live my life through, I have a say about. I have a say. There have been times where it feels all consuming, but once I'm able to pinpoint what it is that's holding me back, is it how I physically feel? Am I down and out physically? Am I feeling off? Do I feel like I'm holding an invisible weight? Do I feel angry about this? Do I feel unmotivated? Do I feel what is it? Do I feel like I don't have time? Save it for the rant. Save it for the rant. Once I pinpoint it, I know what I can do from there to change how I look at that and make it an opportunity, not like me being a victim of something else. So, pardon me. I got me paper. Now, if you want to skip through, go to the 15, 20 minute mark, okay? And you'll get to listen to questions. I am a light. I am connected. I am blessed. I am abundant as fuck. I am prosperous. I spend money and it returns 10 times instantly. I am cherished. I am eating my hair. I am adored. I am valued. I am dated by my husband. I am sensual. I am sexy. I am divine. I am feminine. I am deeply loved. I am creative. I am okay without external validation. I am rich in spirit and in wealth. I am healthy and thriving. I am in the best fucking shape of my life. I age backwards, bitch. I am secure in myself and my marriage. I am confident. I am a force. I am honest with myself and others. I'm a baddie. I am extremely successful. My waist is invisible. I just added that one. I am an amazing wife, mother, and lover. I am a good friend. I am kind. I am smart. I am grounded. I am grounded. You're like, yeah, some of those aren't true, like you said. But you know what? Speaking them to existence, baby. And I'm not just talking about it. I'm not just writing about it. I'm not just being intentional about it. I'm taking action. So, time for you to stop buying the groceries that you complain make you fat. Time to stop saying that I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to do this. It's a lie. You can wake up earlier or you can go to bed later. It's time to say, I do have time. I can make time for whatever the fuck I want. Even sex. When I'm tired and I don't feel like it and I don't feel disconnected, I can carve out time begrudgingly 10 minutes of time to connect And it doesn't even have to have physical touch involved if that's in a place you're at. If you're not and you're like, no, like the sex is, we have sex, we're good. Like we're not awkward or weird or disconnected, but sometimes there's, you can do something about it. I'm checking you and I'm checking me. This isn't a check-free zone. We're all being checked. Okay? Men, your plate is not too full to give her a fucking compliment, to the next time you stop at the fucking store to grab some goddamn fucking flowers and bring them home. Okay? You can go downstairs and find a piece of paper and a scrap pen. Take her lipstick. Don't do that. It could be a nice one. And write on the mirror with the magic erase marker. And leave her a little love note. Women, send a nude for Christ's sake. And when the little notification pops up, are you sure? You're sure. You're sure. You're sure. You're sure. You know what else it's time to be sure about? Leaving your kids with one of your parents and getting away from them together. I understand you want to be selfless parents and take your kids on awesome trips so that they have a fun, enjoyable break, but once a year where they aren't having the exact time of their life, maybe they are, maybe like grandma's cool as fuck. That you prioritize y'all's time away as a couple this year. You're going to do that. Whether it's driving somewhere, staycation, or hopping on a plane and going to Maui. Something's going to happen. And you know what that's going to show your kids? It's going to show your kids that mommy and daddy are prioritizing each other. Mommy and daddy are getting away together to go be the sexy couple that they always have been, that they have neglected. And if this doesn't resonate with you, this doesn't apply to you. The tough love, if this is feeling really tough and ugly and bully, it's probably was meant for you. Stop living in ignorance. If you don't know, find out. Download ChatGPT. Read a book. Be resourceful. Find a podcast. Quit letting life live you and live your life. Don't let the day go by and the day did you. Do your day. Pick what's going to go down. Intention without action is okay? Clothes only counts in horseshoes. Did that apply? Or did I just throw that one on there for fun? Okay. Love you long time. Are we ready? Are we ready to dive in? Okay, I thought so too. Buckle in, get comfy, get cozy, 10 and 2. And I think I lubed you up well for listener questions. Okay, if you watch my Instagram story or you watch on Spotify or you watch on YouTube, you're in for a treat right now, but you've already seen it if you've seen my stories. The Iroha Suki I'm sure I just butchered that, but I do care. Suki plus Eo Nami has a come hither motion. And that's really all you need to know, sweetie. Also, that their feminine wash, they're foam cleanser, smells delicious, amazing, good ingredients. That's the only thing I put on my poussoir. Hand to the Bible, does that mean anything to you? Swear on my mother's grave that is the only thing I wash my undercarriage with. Check this out. Okay, moment for the come hither. Block my face out and focus. Now there's different settings, speeds, intensities. We can also get the vibrator on. Oh yeah, she's working. She's working, she's working, she's working. And what I can't show you via video is just how incredibly luxurious and soft this silicone is. Iroha's signature soft touch silicone. Literally, my husband touched it. He goes, ooh, I haven't felt a toy like this before. Iroha focuses on women's pleasure. It's for solo use, couple use, And they really keep women in mind, and it's designed by women, so they know what they're doing. Also, take advantage. They have an all-star sale going on right now, up to 15% off. They carefully selected 10 of their best sellers. I'm a big fan. And on top of that, if you purchase this bad boy, the Suki Aonami, you get 1 bottle of their cleanser for free. So I'm obsessed. I used my bottle to the empty. I begged. I'm like, I have to get more. I bought a few bottles, and then I was so excited that we were going to collaborate again, and mommy's all stocked up again. Smells amazing. You know how you can use a cleanser and you're like, I don't know about this, or just like nothing to write home about. I just want it to be great in my shower time, noticeably smell good, and I don't notice anything else, period, after that. AKA, there's no irritation. I never think about it again. And that is exactly my experience. Like, chef's kiss, that's how I want my shower done. And you can use this bad boy before. Okay, so go to the link in my episode notes. That's going to be the easiest way. Or go to usstore.iroha.com. That's usstore.iroha.com. And do not forget to use my code housewife10 to save 10% on your purchase. Again, that's usstore.iroha.com and use code housewife10. Kicking it off, question number 1. Hey girl, long-time listener and love the show. Love you. I never thought I'd actually have something to write in about, but I've got a doozy for you. Give us the doozy. So picture this, if you will. Let us picture. I'm in my late 20s. My boyfriend and I have been together for a couple of years now and live together. He is well aware of the fact that I want to get married and start a family in the next couple of years. We have even went to look at rings together recently, although I know he's not quite ready yet. So the other night I was admittedly snooping in his bedside table. Low key, I just wanted to check if he had a ring because how romantic would a New Year's Eve proposal be? You're going to have to update us. Anyways, what I found instead was a pair of panties shoved in the back of the drawer. Oh. No, they're not mine. And no, not just one pair. I continue to have a Mary Poppins moment and literally pull out about 10 pairs out. I would have literally 1 panty, shove it in his mouth, 2 panties, shove it in his mouth. Choking on some panties? Side note, at least they aren't dirty. At least they're not dirty. Wow. Optimistic Olivia, are we? I would have been pessimistic Polly. Okay. I immediately confront him about it, thank God. And he said he forgot they were back there. Didn't clean out his drawer from when we moved, and admitted they're from 2 different exes. If I didn't have Botox, the look I would make really would make sense, okay? He says he'll throw them away, and I've been teasing him about it the last couple days. You're cooler than me. But I am hurt and just curious what you would do in this situation. I told you I'd choke him with the panties. It's true. He'd probably like that. Never mind. I shouldn't have been snooping. That was a violation of privacy. Shut the fuck up. But also, WTF. He said, you weren't supposed to find those. And I responded with, you weren't supposed to fucking have those. He's a loyal guy, never cheated. I have no reason to believe he would. I'm too ashamed or something to share this with any of my friends. So I had to share here, and I know you'll get me. What do you think? Weird that he didn't get rid of those a long time ago. Yeah, you want to know what I really think? I really think that he has like a panty thing. And it's like more guys than I want to know, you want to know, we want to know. But like, can we not normalize this? Like, because it's not fair. Like, we don't have a file of cocks on our phone. Like, we don't keep these like men's spank banks, or like, I guess there are some women who keep like romantic gestures from their exes, but like, what do you think about that? Would that be weird, husbands? If your wife kept like mementos from her previous relationship, or would you think that's weird? So like, let's not be a hypocrite just because they look different. And the fact that y'all's is sexual, like, is that supposed to be less weird or more weird? Because you're wanting to be like, oh, it's novelty. It's like, no, you said you loved her. So no. N-O. So you're cooler than me, but since you can like have fun with it, sister, you know, I guess you could like start sending pictures of your panties to him, like mail him a pair of your panties. Like when he gets home, have a pair of panties. No, go to his office. Where does he work? I want you to like put some panties in his desk and then ask him about it when he gets home. And if his face turns purple, then he thought it was from a different girl at work and he's in trouble. Or you could be less toxic and petty and put some panties in his desk and text him and say, did you get my present? So you could like be cheeky and cute and like join in and like while like accepting and like knocking on the door of his panty curiosity. And if this guy is like open and cool, like, can you pry a little more? Be like, hey, I'm not tripping about it. And like, I did talk to one of my girlfriends and she like lost her mind about it. So like, you should be appreciative that I'm so cool. But are you like into panties? And why I'm asking is not because I'm tripping about your ex's panties, which I would murder. But do you want my panties? Or is this like something you take at the end of a relationship? Like, tell me more. And if you want some like dirty stories about my exes in exchange, let's go for it. So try not to be petty and toxic like I'm being, but it's also kind of fun. So I just am curious as to the panty thing. I feel like there's a thing there and I need to quiz the man. Write this down right now. What does this mean? What does this mean that he saves the panties? Does this mean he has like a panty kink of sorts? Is it just an item and it could have been any item and he happened to pick panties? I guess we can all make our assumptions, and the only person who's going to really have the answer is your man. But is your man honest Abe, or is he avoidant, doesn't want conflict, maybe doesn't feel really confident in sharing his innermost fantasies? And is proclivity the right word? I have no idea. Not a clue. But I want to know so badly. But the fact they were just like shoved back there, like, are we sure we're buying that? Maybe it's not worth. Don't be like me. It's not worth knowing if it's 100% fact. But it like most certainly was. Seems like a souvenir from the past. Why panties? Is it just like, oh, that's just a man thing? Bet your bottom dollar that we would have like a burning ceremony for them if I found them. Okay? But do what you will. Lean in, I suppose. Lean in and or burn them. Burn them and do both. Wear them and take a picture. It's getting sick now. I love it. You should definitely be a patron if you're not a patron, okay? Because you, him, panties, those panties, and my audio erotica sounds like a great time. Go to thehornyhousewifepodcast.com to join the Patreon. Okay, moving forward. I get countless DMs about ED and its impact. And I think it really comes up organically every episode in some way. And I know the worries. Like, you are not alone, men. A lot of men are not just worried about ED and its impact in the bedroom and in sex. It's often, not to be a negative Nancy, an early warning sign of underlying health problems, heart disease, low T, and stress. But here's the problem. Most men don't actually know why they're experiencing ED. So they just go and treat the symptoms. That's where data, knowledge makes all the difference. Like erections during sleep, for example, are a natural indicator of vascular and hormonal health. So if they're strong at night, but weak during sex, that points to stress and anxiety. If they're weak both times, it's often a circulation or metabolic issue. And tracking these patterns is the key to understanding the root cause. Are we all nodding in unison? Preach, Jordan, preach. That's why I'm so so excited. It's giving Aura Ring for your dick to share the Tech Ring by Firm Tech. The first FDA registered wearable ring that tracks erections during sleep and sex, measuring things like firmness, duration, and recovery. It's comfortable, it's reusable, and it's designed to give you and your doctor accurate details. Like, tell me what else does that, okay? If you're living in the Y land, there are so many men silently suffering, vocally suffering, and reaching out to me, and they feel like what they're doing isn't suffice or sustainable, or maybe they want to go about it in a different way before they make an executive decision that changes things. They want to know, like, knowledge is power. So what a great tool. Like, bravo, hand clap. So if this is something that interests you, I say you jump on it, okay? Tech Ring empowers you to understand your sexual health, spot early warning signs, and find long-term solutions. Take control of your health today and use code HOUSEWIFE for 15% off at myfirmtech.com. Again, that's code HOUSEWIFE at myfirmtech.com, or just click the link in the episode notes below. Hi, Jordan. Listener of the podcast, been married 27 big ones. Have never had much of a sex drive. She proceeds to tell me how she grew up religious, how that could have impacted. She said it explains her no sex drive. And I will say that doesn't really. I can understand like the ignorance or the not knowing or the shame. But there are plenty of people that maybe don't know and maybe feel shame, but they're horny. So I'm trying to be a little vague in her background because she said her husband listens as well. So basically, she's went to the doctor about her zero sex drive and has had zero help, which is the crime of the century. And I am making it a mission to find a guest to discuss this with. Nothing has helped, had hormones checked via blood. I'm told I'm good. I don't think the right things were checked. What do I need to ask to get checked? I don't look at other people and think, oh boy, I want to fuck them. I just don't have any desire. I do it to make my husband happy, but it's not enough. I feel bad. He thinks it's him, but it's not him. It's me. I've tried to tell him there are some ladies that just can't. We have a toy we play with and it feels good, but it's rare that I finish. I feel close, but I just can't climax. After he consumes alcohol, he can go much longer, and I hate that because it hurts. Feels like I'm being rammed with a broomstick, but he doesn't understand that. Any advice? Items to buy? ? Okay, so while I think there could be items to buy that could be helpful in the moment, and like always listen to my podcasts and the products I talk about, but at the end of the day, if you feel absolutely no desire and no arousal, what are the products but this Band-Aid that's not going to be sustainable? You know what I'm saying? So I would bet my whole entire life that it's your hormones. And the crime of the century is how no one takes it serious. How doctors, like the neglect of the impact of women's hormones is a crime. And what sucks, and literally tomorrow, I am going to a place where, you know what, maybe I can become friends with her and bring her on the podcast. I was doing my sleuthing to find a like hormone clinic. It's not really that. She's a gynecologist, sex health, hormone, perimenopause, menopause, hormone specialist, okay? And especially in the testosterone arena for men, but also I'm sure this is what's going to happen in the women's, is it gets a little scammy. It gets like the men's is really normalized. We're like, everybody get on it, everybody get on it. And then these massive clinics open where it's like not intimate, specialized care. It's huge and way more about the money and the subscription, and it's patients are becoming a dime a dozen. And then it just feels like just like the doctor, when the whole point was to like be focused on men's health and men's sexual wellness. And and how they feel and lowering testosterone and what they need and balancing it. And while there are, I think the journey's worth it regardless. I think it just goes to show regardless, no one's going to advocate for your health as much as you. Like, you got to go take it seriously. You have to advocate for yourself. You have to say, like, we're trying this, but here's what I'm experiencing. Here's the symptoms, the night sweats. I feel more emotional than normal. I feel like you have to be in tune and reflecting on what's going on in your head. No, I meant like physically and in your head, all of it, not just one part, all of it. How you feel, mind, body, spirit, maybe not spirit, but it can affect so much. Your hormones can affect so much, right? Women, supposedly like progesterone and estrogen is like literally what keeps us sane, okay? It's what keeps us okay. The people that run away from their families or like go off the deep end, I think their hormones just needed balancing. And with women, still in 2026, we're getting the short stick. And why it's so frustrating is because like tomorrow I'm going and I'm finally like, I'm taking it seriously. I love my primary care provider, but like fuck relying on that as the whole enchilada. They know a little bit about a lot of it, and it's always so too broad and too vague and not dialed in enough. And like they would even say that's what specialists are for. But all of this costs money, right? And it seems like even with therapists, like all the best ones are out of network. And it costs money. And it's so unfortunate that we want resources and information and solutions, and they want to charge an arm and a leg, and everybody's experiencing this with a body and a vagina, but not everyone has access to the same kind of care to get what they need. And it's like you have to fight and battle, but I think you suit up and you show up because this is your well-being and how you feel in your sex life, and so much more than just your sex life. That's one part. Getting your thyroid checked, really, really important to see if it's overactive or underactive, because that plays a giant role in your hormones. I will just share because people like gatekeep information. I mean, I Googled, I'm like, what's the average you pay for a consultation to get like to work hormone balancing? And it was like from $250 to $440, right? I'm paying $350 for my initial consultation. And then I think it's like every 3 months, it's a couple $100. I know there's programs. Like this is just me sharing so you can have an idea of what you'd spend. And the thing is I'm probably going to learn tomorrow. I know there's like programs people get on and for all kinds of different seasons, and it adds up and it just feels so unfair, right? And what I was thinking of, like, how you could hack this, and I'm assuming, like, doctors will, like, hate me saying this, but I'm not a doctor and I don't work for a doctor. I'm just a person like you. My husband pays $250 a month to be a part of this, like, clinic, right? And it's an arm and a leg, don't take insurance. They give you the medicine directly. And I'm like, dude, once you dial in and you figure out the combination that's working for you, estrogen, testosterone, all the stuff, know your dosage and go back to your primary care and have them prescribe it. Even like men know this. They're like, yeah, I'm paying $25 a month. Like men, it's so much more accessible. You don't have to go to the men's clinics, but I'm saying if you could spend the money, invest to figure out what's going on, Quest Diagnostics, like there are like blood party companies. There are companies like Quest Diagnostics and LabCorp. Like, what's the other one? Where you can order like all kinds of different panels, all kinds. And I think it's like $200-$300, it still costs something. But just to figure out, to highlight stuff that maybe wouldn't have been ordered, maybe going to your gynecologist, getting a great referral to a great OBGYN, finding someone that's in network, that you sleuth those providers, you call, you go on their website, you read their Google reviews. People will tell you if they felt like shit and dismissed. And you find someone, a woman, preferably if you're a woman, to this listener, and you go, something needs to happen. I'm feeling not cared for, and I don't know what to do because I don't have the doctorate. So something doesn't feel right. I need more of a zoomed in look at what's going on because you're feeling shrugged off. And I would just bet a gazillion dollars that it has everything to do with either your thyroid and or hormones, but I feel like those are like the same thing almost. It sounds classic perimenopause, classic lack of estrogen. I mean, shit, I just heard a woman on TikTok saying like women younger and younger and younger, like they go and check their levels and it's like they're in menopause. So just like I talked about men struggling with ED younger and younger, it would not be a surprise. And that's the thing. I would look, is it your relationship? Are you not feeling connected? Is it this? You saying there's zero zilch nada that someone else can't get a heartbeat in your pussy. You're not feeling lust or longing in any department, in any way, in any desire. It's your hormones. It's your hormones, because there are women who are 60 years old that are horny, and it's because the shit's right in there. So energy, motivation, libido, aging. I think balancing your hormones is combating aging. It's like we're drying all up in every sense of the word. So I will 100% keep my freaky fam in the loop as I go on this journey of discovering what's going on in my body and how I dial in the changes I see, what I experience. I'm intimidated, yet excited to know more. Maybe I don't need something. Maybe I'm just a little crazy, but it'll be cool to see. So it's time to fight and find out what's going on, because you could have a better quality of life. I know it. Make that your New Year's goal, to like the hormone journey. And I hope that I gave like ways to fight under insurance and ways to go about it without insurance, whichever suits you best. Moving forward. My OG listeners know by now that I'm the type of person, and as a result, my husband, like, he's so thankful for me. He's like, ask Jordan, she'll go read about it. Ask Jordan, she's read about every single business that services that niche need. Like, I'm going to find out why. I'm going to find out what's the best solution. What are my options? Where the reviews? Like, I care greatly. And as far as men goes, let's be men specific. What's a common thing that happens? Like men, just like women, right? One day we think certain things come easy. We feel great. And then one day we turn 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 32, 33, 34. It just all depends. And you just don't feel the same. Things don't feel like they're coming as easy as they once did. And you're like, I'm not ready to just dive in the deep end, but I want to stay on top of my shit. You know, if you just neglect and ignore and then you just fall off a cliff, it's like, what can I do to support my body? What could I be incorporating in my day-to-day to really take it to the next level? And when you're doing something every day, you don't go to the gym and just boom, you got the six pack. You don't choose the healthy lunch and boom, you feel amazing. It's consistent daily habits. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about Mars Men, okay? Natural testosterone supports stronger physical performance, the recovery time in the gym. You want more consistent, natural energy. This isn't going to be like drinking a cup of coffee. It's a steadier sense of drive throughout the day. You want to support healthy T levels, energy, stamina. There's 8 natural, clinically dosed ingredients: Tongkat Ali, Shilajit, vitamin D, zinc, boron, and more. Made in the great state of USA and third-party tested, very important. They have a 90-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. Worst case, you don't absolutely love it and you get your money back. But over 91% of users report higher energy levels. Thousands of guys are feeling incredible results. Just check out their reviews on their website for yourself. Here's what I learned when I did a little more deep dive on this product. Your body makes testosterone, okay? But a lot of it gets locked up and can't be used, long story short. And there's this protein called SHBG that basically handcuffs your testosterone. So even if your body's making the testosterone, the SHBG has that shit locked down. It's like having money in the bank, but your debit card doesn't work. So Mars Men is designed to help free locked testosterone so your body can actually use it and access it. No synthetics, no needles, just real ingredients to optimize energy, focus, and strength. So guys, for a limited time, my listeners are going to get 50% off for life, and 3 free gifts when you use code housewife at mengotomars.com. It's a perfect way to kick off the new year strong. That's mengotomars.com and use code housewife at checkout. And after you purchase, they're going to ask where you heard about them. Please, please, please support my show and tell them that I sent you. Imagine lasting 10 minutes versus 5. The difference that would make in your sex life. Truly. And like closing the orgasm gap. Hello. Over 50% of women are claiming they don't get off. I'm the messenger, not you the messenger. And a lot of that has to do with that the men are finishing too quickly. And while we love all the selfless lovers that are here listening that will stay around and make sure they get their woman off, truth of the matter is, I think it would be a win-win all around if you lasted a little longer. Hey, I'm just the one saying it. You know you're thinking it. And that's where Pop Star's Delay Spray comes in. And don't you fret. All the things you're worrying about, Pop Star's Delay Spray, and it's got you covered. You're not trying to make this a numb party, okay? A lidocaine party. No, you want this to stay localized where it's at and do its job. And that's exactly what it's intended to do. You spray it on, you let it dry down, you get busy. So when you're getting frisky, you go excuse yourself, go brush your teeth, pop a mint, comb your hair, make it so a little, spray some perfume, some cologne. What am I talking about? Spray your delay spray, come back down, kiss that woman, get to going. So highly recommend, give it a try. Go to popstarlabs.com/horny housewife to save 20% on your purchase. Again, that's popstarlabs.com/horny housewife. Code horny housewife is going to save you 20%, or just click the link in the episode notes below. Hey girl, listener question here. I wrote you back in November 2024. My husband was the one texting his coworker. I love a follow-up. So fast forward 1 year. Some things remain great. We have great sex 4 to 6 times a week. We work out every morning together and have great communication now. We tell each other everything, maybe him too much. Shake my head. I kind of let him text because I liked how he would come home and fuck me. He would never cheat on me, and that I know. So he's all talk. And like that, I can't get behind that one, girlfriend. I can't. Like maybe I know I'm not going to be able to change your mind, you know? Like you'll be like, Jordan's negative, Jordan's cynical, Jordan's hurt, like Jordan's wounded, like whatever it may be. But I think it's real. I think I'm realistic. I think that if we took a poll, that more people might actually agree with me than you think. As far as he wouldn't, like Derek, my husband, has never, ever, 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 ever given me a reason to think that he has ever, 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 ever not been loyal, faithful to me. And I still could never say he would never. I just can't do it because I don't believe in that. Because like never say no. Like the sweetest, prudest person in the world get in the wrong atmosphere, wrong place, wrong time. I mean, I fully believe that we will always do what's necessary to protect our marriage. And if we always keep that at the forefront, we have a great shot, a great chance. But like, never say never, never say never. Okay, where were we? And he's all talk. We recently shared fantasies, and I told him I've always been attracted to women. I know, crazy, but he loves it. And like a lot of women are. Like women are beautiful, you know? And just because women find other women attractive or like they're like sexy or aroused doesn't mean they're bisexual or that they would date a woman. You know what I mean? I just think women are aesthetically more pleasing, right? It's a better visual, like art-wise, okay? I mean, I know there's naked men art, but you're just like looking at their fucked up penises. Women art, you're like, it's just beautiful. It's more pleasing to the eye. Okay. So not so crazy. And he loves it. I'm sure he does. We have a mutual friend who likes to send me pictures and I send her pictures. We talk about meeting up and our husbands are okay with it. But deep down, we know we'd never do anything, just fun to talk about. But here's the thing. I let him message one girl. What? Why? What the fuck? What? Why? What the fuck? What? Why? What the fuck? And she's almost too easy and definitely wants more. Alert. Code blue. Code blue. Code blue. Code blue. Code blue. She gets jealous of me. I told him I don't want him texting her. She has a lot of issues and I don't trust her at all. So you see that she's a red flag. You see that she's thirsty. You see that she's the one who may attempt to meddle, cause chaos, have a ripple effect, right? It's like a bad seed. It's like a bad seed. And if it gets meddled in y'all's business, your dirt, your yard, shit might spread and bloom. So we don't want that blossoming, growing, spreading, poisoning your yard. But this is what happens. It's a slippery slope, but this is what happens when you fuck around, when you play with smoke. You smell like fire, and I think you're kind of dry over there, and they might catch on fire. Okay. Lots of issues, don't trust her. He just likes getting pictures and talking, and he shows me everything and lets me read the message. Okay, so time out. You said, I don't want him texting her. And then you said he just likes getting pictures talking. So did he respect your wishes or not? That's my question. I'm just scared deep down we'll get to a place where it hurts our marriage and we can't come back from. I'm okay with him talking, but actually being with someone, hard no. And he knows that. Any advice on this crazy situation is crazy because it's crazy. It's crazy, meaning insane, meaning if you think this is going to go a different way, it's not. Okay? You're asking for it. I have a great analogy. I have an analogy for you. Here's the analogy. We can paint this a lot of ways. We can say kid in a candy shop. We can say dog at Petco. We can say men at Golf Galaxy. Let's lock them in there. Lock the kid in the candy shop. Lock the dog in Petco. Lock your husband in Golf Galaxy. And you say, I'm going to be back in 8 hours and you can't touch, try, do. What are the chances that your husband's going to swing a golf club? What are the chances you leave someone to live at a barbershop that eventually they're going to get a fucking haircut? You leave them at the skate park, they may skate. You leave them at the candy shop, they're going to take a little looky, and they might just brazenly do it because the temptation overtook them, or they might stand and be sneaky in the corner and turn and tuck a little licky, sucky. You are asking for it. Okay? So you're playing with fire. Don't fall for this lies. Some men will take advantage of a woman's naiveness. I know the men listening are like, stop outing us. Stop telling her. No. And if men wrote into me and told me about their wife, and I'm like, listen, dude, she's playing you. She's being a sneaky little bitch, I promise. I would tell you. I am not just playing one side or catering to one side. The men that know, they're like, no, like, yeah, are there disciplined men who can take what they're given and be appreciative and know, like, I'm not crossing the line. I got a cool ass wife who we have boundaries and excellent communication. And if that's the case and you're writing in and you're like, you have no idea, Jordan, our communication is top tier. We go to therapy. We respect boundaries, but I'm having a hard time believing that that's the case. That is a rarity. It is a rarity. Statistically speaking, the people that participate in swinging and open and poly, statistically, it does not end well. It is not sustainable. And then the original polycule or whatever the fuck usually disintegrates, dissembles, doesn't exist. Nada, bye-bye, gonzo, doesn't usually work. And you're like, I'm not talking about being that. I'm just saying your men texting and talking and like you basically enabling his external validation. If you ever think it's going to go back to a different way, if you think you're going to get pregnant one day and be like, time to be serious, time to be the family, and you think he's not going to want to participate in that debauchery where he gets the external validation and the compliments and the teasing and the typing and the flirting and the sexy and the pictures, and it means you're sadly mistaken. You're sad. You are, I promise, you're wrong. It's not going to go that way. It'll be all lip service. Fuck around and find out. If you don't believe me, you'll find out if you want to find out. If you don't want to find out, you won't. And maybe for you that you don't care. And if you don't care, then I can't make you care. But it sounds like a little bit that it bothers you. It sounds like you said you don't want something and he said, well, but I really like it, and so I'm not going to do anything else. What? Like in that situation, shouldn't you two and what y'all want be at the top of that? If you're that cool and you allow like this kind of entertainment and interaction and visual stimulation and him to lust outside of your relationship with people in real life, then I'm like, I lost my train of thought. And he won't honor a boundary you set with one girl, you're in trouble. You're in trouble because if you allow him these kind of things and you had an issue with one of the girls and that didn't instantly go, okay, boundary set, move on. There's a million girls that will participate, but this one that makes you feel uncomfortable, and now you have to write into me about how to go about like your fear. He should be able, if y'all were a relationship who'd be able to maybe successfully navigate playing like this, you would not even be needing to write into me. Like that wouldn't be the case. That would be something you could easily communicate your fears about to him, and you would feel seen by the end of the conversation. I don't know about this. And I say that from a place of like love and care and a sister being realistic. And this isn't the first time where there's been like a blur of boundaries and him sweet talking his way back in. So just because you're having a lot of sex, I have dated men who wanted, needed, demanded it every single day and still cheated on me and still treated me like shit when I wasn't around. And then to my face, like a queen, to my face, everything and more. Romantic, poem, song, flowers, like just to everything I could ever want. That's dumb shit. I was young. But it's only when they're not around or what's going on behind your back is the shit that fucks you up. So I'm kind of worried. But you keep us updated. If you said over the year, maybe you have a relationship that looks a very different way, a very different style, and you have different boundaries, so be it. If you're happy, if you feel happy, content, seen, and loved in your relationship, then fuck, my opinion, fuck what I say and fuck what I think, right? All that matters is that you and your partner are aligned, not what I think or what I think works or should work or could be or shouldn't be. So take it with a grain of salt and look inward and hopefully have a conversation with your significant other. But be careful. The reason people say, if you play with fire, you'll smell like smoke. There's a reason that saying was invented. So my answer to your question is create boundaries that you both respect and honor. Easier said than done, but at least if you have the conversation, write them down and they're established in some form or fashion, there's somewhere to go from there. So best of luck. Last question. I want to say I started listening a year ago and got addicted to your show. I love your POV and many topics. Thanks for doing what you do. So I have been with my boyfriend with whom I live with for 3.5 years. He's had 2 long relationships in the past, and they ended because he was screwing around and got caught. Oh, we see a pattern. And a pattern in today's episode. I have not caught him cheating in person, but I may have gotten his phone a few times and found multiple sex chat sites, and the messages between him and others were dirty-ish. Sex stories and wishes. I brought it up and was very clear nothing like that was okay ever. Then about 6 months ago, I was snooping once again and found text messages from a girl he had met at a disc golf tournament. Her name was disguised as a famous town close to us. They were so inappropriate. You are making me feel some type of way, babe. Like that. I packed up and left at that point. We did counseling very briefly. Why? And moved back in. Ooh, why? It's been about 5 months and my stomach is telling me he's at it again because he's been at it again. Also, he won't talk about sex with me, refuses to watch porn with me. He takes ED prescriptions and we're only having sex maybe 2 times a year. I have read all that I need to read. Come on. There's nothing to say. There's nothing to explain. There's nothing to say. I'll be a little bit nice. What are you doing? You're a fool if you stay with him unless you absolutely do not care what this man does to you. Boyfriend, he's your boyfriend. He doesn't respect you at all. And he's probably using you in some capacity. You're probably some supply to him in some way, whether you like financially help out, whether you're just like ride or die, the girl that like puts up with the stuff and then comes back around. So you're like his loyal one. Sounds trashy, sounds ghetto. Doesn't sound like something that any amazing, beautiful, smart woman should allow in her life and space and energy. It's gucking, which is how my child said disgusting at the age of 18 months. Gucking. It's horrifying. It's gross. And it only reflects on you now. For you to put up with it, for you to know what he's doing and you not be okay with it, but yet you continue to stay in the situation, it means that you are living in fear, that you are not upholding your own values. And if you have a daughter or you had a daughter, what would you tell her to do in that situation? Would you tell her to stay? Would you say to work it out, to trust him again? That's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and thinking it's going to be a different result. You know what you're getting with him, and you're getting someone who doesn't value honesty or value you for that matter, because you've made it clear that that's not something acceptable to you. So he's obviously someone who looks for external validation and has an issue with lust, and you shouldn't be there holding his hand while he figures that out. And maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's just crying and manipulation to keep you around because you're a resource to him, whether it's sex or companionship or like an actual monetary resource for him. So adios, boyfriend, break up. Okay. The ladies have really been piling on the questions over here at the Horny Housewife Podcast. Men, we're going to need you to step up and bring some of the wifey, at-home, bedroom, marriage, husband, father. Even if you're like, I want to know Derek's perspective. I want to know, like, hit us. Bring it on over. I really got to have him on, don't I? I really do. I don't feel like he is going to like jive like we do here, but like I could like zhuzh it out. If I'm like, when it was closet talk, he was more game. I think now that it's camera makes it a little more scary for him. But I know I could get, like, I know he would if I made him. I just don't know. IDK my BFF chill, but still write in. I love reading the questions to Derek, and he loves hearing them too. He loves it. So write in thehornyhousewifepodcast.com. You can ask truly anonymously or slide in my DMs if I need a little context at THHpod. And anything else you may be wondering will be in the episode notes. And I will see you all next Monday. Love you long time.